People have a wrong perception that India and Thailand are competitors. We are not competitors. We feel that if we come together, join our hands, we can collaborate in many issues. A lot of, manufacturing activities are similar. And if we exchange, our expertise, I think both Thailand and India will be benefit out of this mutual exercise. Thing is that, Indians should know more about what the Thailanders are good at, and Thais should also know at what India is good at. That is the primary, issue which will be addressed during this exhibition.
And what would you say it is that Indian manufacturers are good at?
Indian manufacturers are good at everything. Everything, you can talk, you ask anything. Indian manufacturers are more innovative than any other country. They are not imitators. They don't imitate other technology. Because the research and development section in India is very, very strong. They also know about their limitations. Wherever they find that, they are not weak, they always adapt the best technology in the world. They go into joint ventures, they go into collaborations. And India produces 800,000 engineers in a year. And 800,000 engineers, they are world-class engineers. Some of the world-class institutes are situated in India. And therefore, these engineers carry forward, the brand of, technology in India. And that's the reason why, Indian products are more acceptable to the developed countries like USA, like Germany, like France, like Great Britain, and also countries of the GSS and the CIS countries, which are very, very, quality conscious. But what we found is that, okay, the USA is an important market, it's a huge market, but we should strengthen our ties with our neighbors. And that's the reason the government has taken a look east policy. And out of this look east policy, we are looking at our easterly neighbors. We first looked at Indonesia. Indonesia had a huge potential, huge country. Then we came to Malaysia, and now is the Thailand. So with this Thailand, we are completing the triangle now. We call it a golden triangle, which is completed after this event. And India is having a very solid foundation of, the manufacturing industrial base all over the place. It's not concentrated on west, east, north, or south, everywhere, you'll find, I think 1 million manufacturing companies are there. And because there are so many manufacturing companies, the product has to be very competitive, the pricing has to be very competitive. Right. And Indians do not have two sets of prices, that, export prices are not lower than the domestic prices. Right. Since our domestic prices are low because of the steep competition from within the country, we can't afford to export at a lesser price or more price. So there is a parity between the domestic price and the export price. That is the main strength of India, which people know. Because you cannot hide, because we are not hiding our prices. Like, our domestic prices is 100 rupees, I export the same product at 60 rupees. We never do that. We maintain the same price. The reason being, our domestic market is very strong. Our economy is not depending on exports. Our economy is also not depending on imports. Because most of the items which we are importing has been substituted, we are making it ourselves. And exports is just, people who wants to venture out, who's who has got the capacity, more capacity, they export. But otherwise, our domestic market is very, very strong. That is the inherent strength of Indian economy. That is the domestic market.
Like many automotive manufacturers in Thailand, for example, were badly hit by the effect in Japan. While I've heard that Indian manufacturers were not so affected because a lot more of your manufacturing is homegrown. You're a lot more sustainable.
No, yes, that's a very nice thing. I've answered that question before, because we are driven by this domestic, demand.
Yes.
Our domestic demand is so high that anything happening in Japan or anything happening in USA is not affecting our economy at all. Our domestic economy is growing. And therefore, our auto components manufacturer, automobile manufacturers, they could sustain themselves. They were not affected at all by whatever is happening, whether it is tsunami In fact, after the tsunami, I think Toyota has stepped up their production in India. And I mean, a lot of other Honda is also doing the same thing, because India is a market where they can rely upon. Even if their production goes high, they'll be takers. Because now there is a new, class of people which is growing in India, which is the middle class, rich middle class.
Right.
So that's the reason why I think India is so strong today. Of course, China, I'm not saying that China is not strong. China is very strong also. But we have our strength, they have got their own strengths. So both of us have their own.
So why the particular interest in Thailand right now?
As I said that, to change the perception that Thailand is India's, competitor. Thailand is not India's competitor. If you see the principal items of exports from Thailand to India in engineering goods, and if you see the principal items of exports from India to Thailand in engineering goods, they are the same. They are the same. So there is a possibility that if we collaborate, we can really develop our mutual economies far better. There could be areas where we can have joint ventures and subcontracting to export together to some other countries. Thailand is good at X, we are good at Y. Maybe the labor is sometimes cheaper or land is cheaper in Thailand. We can, invest in Thailand, which we are doing, I'm sure, and then start production in Thailand. Similarly, our technical, I think, knowledge could be better in some areas which Thailand can take advantage of. So they can also set up shops in India and do things and to explore the world market together. That's our message, that let us, both the countries come together. We had the same culture, Rama was your god, Rama is also our god. You are from Thailand? So you don't know much about Rama, but no, I think, who is from Thailand? So you know about Rama. So, or not only Rama, all these things, everything. So even Buddha is, so we have the common culture. And it's time that we forget about, 500, 600 years we have been separated by lack of understanding and knowledge about each other's economy. Time has come to bridge the gap. It's not the bridge on River Kwai which broke down, it's some other bridge we are talking about.
So in 2015, we are going to have the formation of the ASEAN Economic Community. How do you think that will have an impact on?
There's a tremendous impact, because definitely our manufacturing, capacities, people are realizing the manufacturing capacities have to go up. And this setting up of this community will further foster the growth of the manufacturing sector in India, Thailand, even Vietnam, Malaysia and all these countries, which I suppose will make all these countries very strong. And similar to what happened to European economy, I mean not economy, but that unity. I think if such unity is developed in the manufacturing things, there are a lot of things which we can be supplemented. It's not necessary that you manufacture everything yourself. Something can be manufactured by India, something can be manufactured by Thailand, something by Malaysia, and we can pool our resources, pool our talents. That's going to be a tremendous era. We are looking forward. In fact, our projection is that in the next 2 years, our trade between India and Thailand will be touching $10 billion from 6.2 or whatever it is today.
Is there anything else you think the Thai government could do to further encourage more investment from Indian companies?
No, actually what the Indian government and Thai government should do, in my opinion, is to really build up infrastructure between the two countries so that the surface transport is, the surface route is established. Once you do that, everything else will follow. You don't have to do anything else. This is my view.
Do you find that there is any worry with Indian manufacturers about, maybe Thailand's political instability that we've seen?
I don't think so. I don't think. People think it's ephemeral, and I don't think people take it very seriously. I think there is no such perception. Otherwise, we wouldn't have come here. The elections is on Sunday. And third. So 156 companies have come. If it had that sort of notion, you wouldn't have seen so many companies coming. They have they know these things are passing phases. After all, the strength of economy will be strong enough to pull themselves up together.